Hello and welcome to viewers. We are ready with one more presentation that's about air. It's for class 7th, subject is geography. This presentation is prepared by Taslim Arif, DRP Diet Gandharbal. Let me give you brief account of this topic, that's air. First of all, we must know, let's have a brief account of the word air. Air simply means mixture of gases. And when it comes to proper understanding of this air, we have a special term for this, that's atmosphere. Atmosphere means our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of gases, that means air, that's called atmosphere. You can see here, this is our earth, and this whole earth is covered by a huge blanket of air, blanket of gases, that's called atmosphere. Now, what's this atmosphere, and why should we know about this atmosphere? First of all, let's have a look at the composition of atmosphere. You see in this picture, it's clearly shown that nitrogen is in abundant quantity available in the air. And at second number, it is oxygen. And third, it is argon. Then we have xenon, neon, hydrogen, helium, krypton, carbon dioxide. These are different gases which make up the air or atmosphere. Nitrogen and oxygen are the two gases which make up the bulk of the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon, hydrogen are found in lesser quantities. So, dear children, apart from these gases, there are tiny dust particles also present in the air. I will tell you, when we talk of greenhouse effect, what comes to our mind is the increase in concentration of carbon dioxide gas. If we see this carbon dioxide, it's found in lesser quantity, but the impact of its fluctuation can be seen because right now across globe there are crises of global warming and all that. But carbon dioxide has a vital role to play there. When we talk of tiny dust particles, it is these dust particles which act as hygroscopic particles around which the vapors get collected, ultimately give rise to the formation of a rainfall. So if we see dust particles in the atmosphere, it means these are not pollutants at all. If it's in quantity beyond our capacities, beyond the comprehension, and in such a quantity that it's causing different type of disaster and hazard to our existence, then it's a matter of concern. Otherwise, suspended particles in the air as hygroscopic particles play a very vital role in the formation of precipitation, especially rainfall and snowfall. Now we must know about structure of atmosphere, what this atmosphere is all about. Earlier, we came to know that as far as composition is concerned, it is dominated by two important gases, that is nitrogen and oxygen. Now, here, if we see the structure, in the structure, this picture clearly shows that there is something called layers in the atmosphere. And what are those layers? The lowest one is troposphere, the second is stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. What's the extent above ground? 0 to 12 kilometers, 12 to 50 kilometers, 50 to 80 kilometers, 80 to 600 kilometers, and above 600 kilometers. Means the column of this atmosphere extends up to 1000 kilometers, if I'm not wrong. Then, what is the peculiar property of each layer of this atmosphere? Let's have a look. Atmosphere is divided into 5 layers based on temperature starting from Earth's surface. So we must know it's based on temperature that there is layering of this column of atmosphere from the surface of Earth. And the first important layer is troposphere with average height of 12 kilometers. This is the first layer of atmosphere where we live. because we have a direct connection and concern with the first layer of atmosphere, that is troposphere. So we must know, when we talk of weather phenomena, rainfall, snowfall, increasing temperature, decreasing temperature, cloudy, uh, drizzle fall, sleet fall, and all these are the weather phenomena. All these weather phenomena are operating in the very first layer, that is troposphere. It means if weather phenomena are operating in the first layer of atmosphere, that means it provides us direct support as far as cultivation of crops and existence of life is concerned. In this layer, the temperature decreases in increasing height at rate of 6.5 degrees per kilometer. If we move away from the earth in upward direction, after completing a distance of 1 kilometer above the ground, there is decrease in the amount of temperature by 6.5 degrees. That means in troposphere, there is decrease in amount of temperature as we go higher and higher. I may tell you, why is there decrease in temperature? Because once sun's radiations reach the surface of earth, they come as short wave radiations. Most of the radiations are absorbed in the atmosphere, and what is the amount of insulation? It's only 49% which reaches the surface of earth. But when those rays of radiations of sun, rays of sun strike against the ground, their speed is checked and they are reflected back. When they are reflected back as short wave and as a long wave radiations. And there's a common sense. In the lower layer of atmosphere, the density of air is high. So those long waves are trapped there because of presence of carbon dioxide as well and the density of gases. That's how temperature close to earth is increased, and as we move higher and higher, the density of air is decreasing, so the capacity to absorb long wave radiations also decreases. That's how there is decrease in temperature as we move away above from the earth in troposphere. But if we talk of the second layer, that is stratosphere, which extends up to 50 kilometers, it contains much of the ozone in the atmosphere. So now here's the point. In troposphere, there is a trend of decreasing temperature as we move up and up. But in stratosphere, we have ozone layer. It is this layer which has a tendency to absorb ultraviolet radiations. By absorbing ultraviolet radiations, that means there will be huge accumulation of heat. So when we reach stratosphere, the trend will completely change. There will be much more temperature in the stratosphere. But because of this technology and industrialization, we have been using CFCs, frons, halons, all these chemical nature hazardous substances are leading to the depletion of ozone. If this happens, it will be having disastrous effect on the life existing on the surface of earth. All commercial flights, I may tell you, fly in the lower part of stratosphere. Then we have third important layer, that's called mesosphere. It is this layer which extends up to 80 kilometers. The temperature again decreases. In whole earth system, I repeat, in whole earth system, if there is the minimum temperature found, that is in mesosphere, it can be as low as minus 90 degrees. And most important feature of this layer is it burns meteors coming in this coming to our earth. So this layer has the capacity and tendency to burn meteors. Why so? Because in exosphere and thermosphere, the density of air is not so high, so there is less friction. When those meteors reach mesosphere, there is comparatively more density of air. That's why, because of friction, the meteors burn down. If we talk of the fourth layer, uppermost layer, that is exosphere. In exosphere, we have thermosphere as well. Before exosphere, we have thermosphere. And in thermosphere, we have ionosphere. It is because of this thermosphere means ionosphere that transmission of radio signals is possible. Because the molecules coming from the sun means rays coming from the sun strike against molecules and produce positive charged ions there in the ionosphere. It is because of that charged nature of those ions that radio signals are transmitted to our Earth. And in exosphere, we have satellites, and that extends up to 1,000 kilometers. Very simple phenomena is there. That's called phenomena of aurora. As I said, when molecules are struck with the rays of sun, those hydrogen molecules, oxygen molecules, they reflect light in three colors. That's red, green, and yellow. And the concept is called aurora. So this was all about different layers of atmosphere and the composition of atmosphere. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Stay tuned for more videos.